It's not about automatic punishment. That's not what legislation is. It's not supposed to happen. And just another point that I'm making more and more now, actually, is just to clarify this gaslight and obfuscation about the separation of powers. Okay, so often what the government will say is, in order to for good optics, they brought about this thing called the separation of powers, which is where the executive branch, the legislature, and the judiciary don't talk to each other, and there's no cross percolation between those parts of government. Yeah, and we've introduced this thing called the separation of powers, which is really just a projection or an extension from the power of the king. It's really what it is. So actually, it's a complete lie, because actually the government is still one machine, right? So what people forget and what they don't understand is that in a properly functioning common law constitution, it's the people that are doing the job of all three branches of those government. The people are the executive, okay, that's because they are the police, right? And the police are the people, hence constables, right? They're also the legislature as well. Annulment by jury. Okay, and they're also the judiciary, right? Because paid state judges are not meant to be there. They're meant to be conveners, people who are just operating and running the proceedings, right? So who's actually doing the judging? It's the people, right? So keep in mind, this separation of powers idea is just a gaslight, yeah? The real independent judiciary is that the people are the judiciary themselves, right? They are the executive, they are the legislature, right? And that is the whole point, that it's the people governing themselves. They are their own government. The whole government is the people. It's quite difficult to write legislation that is absolutely fully in alignment with constitutional law. It's either not needed at all, but there will be some. There will be some, but it'll be much smaller. The amount of legislation that one actually needs in a properly functioning society where we're all taking responsibility, it just disappears. That's why this effect that when you start to be a self-master, and take responsibility, then all the nastiness and the evil and the corruption starts to wither away by itself. Right? Because what's happening is that we're becoming a match. We're not manipulating ourselves anymore. Yeah? And we're starting to rise in consciousness, and that has the effect, that's a positive feedback loop in natural law, that we start to take responsibility and become trustworthy, which means you need less legislation anyway. Right? That's the reverse. Yeah? And that's what happens. the most important thing here is the fundamental principles that lie at the heart of the Constitution. Yeah, but what is really important are the articles of common law within Magna Carta that express the foundational principles that nobody can ever dismiss. If you want an equitable society where everyone is equal before the law, and you talk about free will, and a society that's based on individual rights, then Magna Carta was simply expressing those principles. The most important thing is introducing natural justice, the principles of natural justice. You want to discard it, fine, but look at the kind of society that you're going to create and are creating as a result of that.